now.
I know, but like your device is on one side, my device is on so it's
Hi everybody, it's Cindy
and Christine
with Candles and Supplies, and we are here today. This is going to be an exciting one. So we're here today to talk about Melt and Pour 101, and it's Melt and Pour Soaps 101. So, and it reconnected.
I think we need to go on wood shop.
Okay. Yeah. If you're on Instagram, you won't be seeing us right now, so hang on. Christine connects to Instagram. So thank you for watching us today. If anybody has any questions, please post them in the chat. That way we can get to them while we're here. Let us know if you're out there. Say hi to us so we know you're out there and watching us and stuff like that. So, but yeah, Melt and Pours are super fun to go with. Are you all set over there? Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Well,
yeah. All right.
Okay.
Anybody on Instagram, if you see us, give us a shout out. Let us know you're there. Make sure you can hear us and everything like that. So, and then Facebook and YouTube, you guys are there too. So thanks for coming out today on this Wednesday for our Melt and Pour live stream. So what are Melt and Pours?
Yeah, what is a Melt and Pour soap?
What is a Melt and Pour soap? So a Melt and Pour soap is a pre-made soap base. So it's basically already made. It's soap. It's made from fatty acids, just like any other soap. So like coconut oil, shea butter, olive oil, that type of thing. And it's pre-saponified, so you don't have to do the whole lye and water and everything like that. It's got a lot of glycerin in it too, so it's really good for your skin. Sometimes they're called glycerin soaps too. So a lot of times people refer to them as glycerin soaps or Melt and Pour soaps or however you want. I guess the finished product would be glycerin soap.
That is what makes it Melt and Pour though, right?
Yeah, it has a very high glycerin content, which is very good for your skin.
Right.
So yeah, it's
you can't have Melt and Pour soap without it.
Correct. Yeah, Melt and Pour soap typically doesn't work without glycerin. So there is a lot of glycerin in there too, but it's already made, so you don't have to mix the lye in the water and stuff like that. It's also so saponification. Let's explain that. It's pre-saponified. That's a big word, saponified. So saponification is the amount of sodium hydroxide or lye that it would take to turn a fatty acid or oil or something like that into soap. So this is all done for you. That sounds very scientific and stuff, but that's how real soap is made with oils and lye and water. So this is all done for you. So you don't have to do any of that science stuff. This is the fun part. It gets fun with this because you don't have to wait. Yeah. And why we love them. So we love them because they're super easy to use. They're all pre-made. They're fun and colorful. So
you can make them fun.
Yes, you can make them fun. You can leave them basic. It can be as basic.
Yeah, all you have to do is add scent and color, or if you don't want to do that, you can just use it as is. So
yeah, yep. You could cut it into chunks and use it. It's already soap and ready to go. So there's not really any special equipment needed. I mean, to melt it down, pretty much you just need a microwave. Or you could also use a double boiler system. You could put it in, a container and double boil it too for you want a nice gentle heat though. So you don't really need anything special. Pyrex to melt it in, measuring cups, whatever you would normally microwave in. Yeah, so and then your soaps, after you're done making them, going through the process of making them, they're ready to use right away. So you can use them. You don't have to wait, 4 to 6 weeks like regular traditional lye soaps and everything too. Yeah, so that's why we love them. Another reason why we love them is because there's so many different types, which we will get into, but there's lots of fun things. So you can be super creative. So
they're all good fun. They're also a good project to do with like kids or teenagers or something too, or just like a fun like holiday one. Yeah. It doesn't require a whole lot of stuff. And it's safe. Unless you make the Melt and Pour soap really hot and burn yourself from that. I mean, that'd be a lot.
Yeah.
But you probably shouldn't do that anyways. So
exactly. Yeah. So they're fun, great kids projects and stuff like that. Summertime projects with kids and everything. Maybe it'll encourage them to take baths and not hate it too. That would be awesome. But yeah, there's lots of fun things, good things to do with kids and everything. So good projects. All right. Show them some of your fun ones. So.
Oh, we're doing okay.
Yeah.
So. So obviously they come like this or clear.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have a bunch of different molds you can use to make different shapes and everything. So I made an in-bed like this. So this is out of the white base. So it's a little pumpkin. And then what you can do, you can put your in-bed into a clear soap. So this is just like a square clear container. So that's a fun one you can do. This one is like a little citrus fruit. So that's a fun thing.
I like to mix and match the clear and
Yeah,
the white bases.
the white-
'cause
yeah,
they
They
look-
contradict each other very
they're so
well.
Fun.
Yeah, so this one is an all white base. So the top we poured in with the pumpkin and then poured the white on top of it. So we actually have a mold for this. So you can make this one, you put loofahs in them for a little extra scrubbing. So there's a lot of different options you can do with them, and they take color really, really well,
They do.
which
Yeah.
is nice.
A little bit of color. Another
Yeah.
nice thing is like when you color it too, we'll get into that. We'll do a little demo, but when you color it, what you see is what you get. So whatever
Yeah,
you
it's
see
not
in the
gonna
measuring
change.
cut.
You can do
Yeah.
layers.
Yeah.
So there's
fun
like
layers.
layering. Yeah, there's a bunch of different things you can do,
Yeah, it's
and it's super easy.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So
Super easy, no big skill set. So complete beginners welcome and stuff like that. So
Yeah,
no
so
so baking knowledge.
we have some people that are afraid to work with lye
Mhm.
or like seems very overwhelming doing all of that. So this is a great place to start. We always tell them to start with melt and pour, and then once you got that down, you feel comfortable with that, then we can move on to like the lye, the cold and hot process. So
It's also nice too. I mean, if you're selling your stuff and doing shows, you
Super easy.
you have to plan ahead.
Mhm.
6 to 8 weeks for cold
at
process
least,
soap. and
yeah,
2 to 4 weeks for hot process soap, but melt and pour soap, you can make it, sell it.
yeah,
all good.
exactly. Like you need a few soaps for your
Mhm.
show the next day. You can do them easily.
If your last minute holiday, like me, if your last minute holiday, you can just make them up quick and easy before the holidays too. So yeah, super easy.
All right.
Cool.
So
Should we talk about, let's talk about some of the fun ones that we have. So now these are fun. So basically, the basic melt pours can either be clear, this is our ultra clear, or white. So that starts out like your first end of creativity. You want to decide whether you want to use clear base or white base. So they're basically the same thing. They have the same ingredients. The white has titanium dioxide in it just to whiten it. So you can never make this clear again. But you can buy clear base and add the white soap dye to make it white too. So you can make it opaque.
Yeah. Anytime you put color in the white too, it's gonna be a
It's-
lot. It's creamier.
It's softer.
Yeah, it's a lot softer, more muted tones. Whereas if you put it in the clear, it's gonna be a lot more vibrant.
Yeah, so that citrus soap there.
Yeah. So this is a good example. So this is the white soap in the pink, and then the clear soap in the brighter middle colors. So
So
it's the
the-
same base. It's just did you use white?
I use white and I
lighter.
use clear, but I
Yeah.
use the same color. It's exactly the same color, but you
right.
see it's like darker and more vibrant in the clear base.
Yeah.
Versus, in the white base, it's more pastel and muted and stuff. So depending on like if you're going for like that pop of color, that
Right.
deep vibrant
Very
color, you may
intense.
want to use a clear base. And if you want something soft, pastel, easy going, so use the white base. So those are our basic bases. Our next popular bases probably overall would be like our goat's milk soap base. So we have a few different milk soap bases. So if you've ever used milk soap, you know that it's like super moisturizing because it's infused with, whatever type of milk. This one's goat's milk, but we also have like a baby buttermilk, and all these are gentle. Like you can use these on kids, at any ages and anything like that. So they're very, I don't want to say hyperallergenic because there's always somebody that's allergic to something, but they're very, very easy. There's a lot less, in these than there is in like what you would buy on the store shelf, because that's pretty much all chemicals and surfactants and stuff like that. These are a lot gentler.
Yeah.
So we have a baby buttermilk. This is even more moisturizing than the goat's milk because buttermilk itself is very, very moisturizing. Yeah, very thick. And then we have a coconut milk base. I'm a super big fan of plant milks. I wish there was an oat milk base, but there's not yet. So, but if I keep bugging people, maybe they'll make one. But this is a coconut milk base. So this one's also very nice. But all the milk bases are really
soy
nice.
milk one too. We don't have it here.
We do have a soy milk base too. So that one I did not bring up because we are out of stock on it right now.
See, it was that popular.
Not available. Yeah. So that's really nice, or we wouldn't be out of stock. But yeah, the milk bases are really nice, especially in the winter time. So
Yes, perfect
coming out of the
in the
winter time, perfect in the winter where you need just that extra layer of moisturizing. So, and then we have a whole line of butter soaps.
Butters. What's this
Yeah.
one?
Do
This
that one
is
last.
triple.
Oh yeah, no, triple butter. You can do that one. That's right. This
Triple
one.
butter. I mean, I don't even know.
Triple butter. So triple butter soap is cocoa butter, shea butter, and mango butter. So that's the three
All
butters that
butters.
are in there, all infused in there. So why you would want to buy these like infused with butters and the milk and stuff like that instead of just buying the plain ones and putting it in yourself? Well, then you don't really have to think about the ratios, like how much when you're using, if you use just the plain base and you want to add your own butter, how much do you use? that can be tricky because the butters will take away on the lather a bit. So the more butter you add and the more oils and stuff like that, it takes away on the lather a bit. So this is all pre-made to continue to lather. It'll have a nice lather and stuff like that for you. So
you
that's
probably also get some separation and stuff too if you add too much.
you could, yeah. So there's a little more experimenting and everything going. If you don't want to experiment, you just want to make awesome soap, get the pre-made stuff because it's already figured out for you how much it can hold and how much it can take. So
Yeah, with the bases, both, I mean, this soap and our like lotions and stuff, everything, I just say use it as is. It's just easier for you. So you don't have to worry about like figuring stuff out. 'Cause it's made that way because it's good that way.
Right, exactly.
And then you can always, like, if you want to start, that's where you get into the step of where you do a cold or hot process. You add your own things and make it your own.
Expand. So
Exactly.
and then we have just shea butter. So we sell the butter soaps all by themselves, like single butter soaps too. So we have shea butter, excellent one. Cocoa butter, one of my favorites.
Yeah, and all of these come to with the ingredients on here and instructions on how to use it. I mean, we'll show you how to use it in a quick demo, but it's super easy.
Yeah. I wanted to put the instructions on here. That way, if you've never tried it, it's easy. You just read it. Oh, this is how I use it. And yeah, super easy. And then we have mango butter. So those are our butter soaps. And then there's some specialty oil soaps. So there's, if you want to infuse extra oils in there. So for instance, argan oil. Argan oil is very good for your hair, your skin, for everything. It's antioxidant, anti-aging, that type of thing. So
expensive oil too, isn't
it is very expensive. So these soap kind of pricey too, but you get the expensive oil in there. So this is already infused with argan oil. And if you check out the color of it, it's kind of an orange color. So if you've ever seen real argan oil, it's like a deep orange color. So you can tell it's got the argan oil in there and it's infused with all that lovely goodness. So
Yeah, some of the clear bases, depending what's in there, the colors will vary a little bit. Like sometimes like even the hemp one, that's a whiter one, that will change.
Yep.
Yes, like this olive oil, but this one does have a little more of like a tinge to it, like a greenish tinge.
sometimes it comes in, depending on the olive, the raw material olive, sometimes it'll come in a little greener or whatever, so.
Yeah, here's the,
Same with the hemp.
yes, the hemp one is pretty white this time, but sometimes these can be almost green when they come in, just depending on whatever one you use at that time.
Depending on the raw, so.
Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of fun though, that there's like different colors, you can tell that it's real stuff.
It is. And then one thing I didn't go over, where did I put that? Oh, so you can also, this is a butter soap too, but it's kind of different because it's got oatmeal infused in it. So this is our oatmeal Shea soap. And check out the bottom. You can see like where the oatmeal has kind of, going to the bottom. So this is infused with oatmeal too. This is absolutely one of my favorite soaps in the whole entire world. So, and I layer it. That soap there is one of my flavors. So that's oatmeal Shea, and then honey, and then oatmeal Shea, and then honey. So it's the best of all different worlds. You can, you can add your own oatmeal too. So, but that's already done for you. And then we get into the soaps, the melt and pour soaps with special extracts. So again, you don't have to do any of the science or figuring out how much extract do I use, which should I use, this, that, whatever. It's already done for you. So what kind of fun ones do you have there? Did I get two of the same?
You did.
Oh,
They're both the carrot, cucumber, and aloe vera. So that's a nice combination.
Carrot extract, cucumber extract, and aloe vera in it. Yeah.
Do that one.
That makes a nice soap. We did that in class one time. That was really good soap.
Honey.
Yep.
So that's a good one.
Honey soap is an excellent one. That's one of my favorites, especially in the summer.
It's honey colored too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it has a lot of honey in it. So especially in the summer, I love the honey soap in the summer because it's just so soothing on summer skin where you get too much sun and this and that. Yeah, I love that one.
Aloe vera. So this one has a little bit of a green tinge too.
Yep. It's got the aloe vera extract in there. So.
Green tea.
Green tea. I wish that one was green, but it's not.
Yeah. I mean, green tea when you have it's usually not really green. So.
Yeah.
And then these ones are fun ones that I like.
Yeah, they are kind of fun. So these are relatively new ones that they came out with. So.
So this is the coffee one. So it literally smells like coffee.
It does. So it's
which is
infused
awesome
with coffee extract, and it smells like coffee. It smells absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, you probably you don't even really need to add a scent to it, in my opinion.
You don't.
You can
it's
just use it
enough.
as is.
Yeah,
but you could
add some. It's not highly scented. I wouldn't call it a highly scented soap, but you can definitely smell it's there. Yeah. And it's really nice. People that I've had people in our showroom that are like, I don't even like coffee, and I like the smell of that soap. So, it's pretty cool.
And then this is another fun one, the apple honey ice wine. So this one
Yes.
also smells really good.
It does. That one smells fantastic. So, and that one's made with wine, so it's basically like wine soap. If you've ever had beer or wine soap, it has a very luxurious lather to it, so that one captures that.
And honey ale beer.
That's
This one does have an ale smell to it.
It does. Not like a stinky frat house
No.
on a Sunday morning kind of ale smell. It's a nice.
Not a cheap beer.
It's
It's not a cheap beer
It's
smell.
not a cheap beer smell. It's nice. It's beautiful. So, but those are some of the fun things you can work with. They all get used the same.
I actually had somebody ask me this today, which is one of the bigger questions. What is the best one?
What is it? Oh, all depends on what you want.
That's what I said. Yeah.
So there is. It's kind of like waxes. What's the best wax?
Right. What's the best wax?
Yeah, I don't
Depends
know.
on what you want to do.
Depends on what you want to do.
And your preferences and stuff too. But I always, the milk ones, if you want like moisture and everything, I always say to go
Yeah.
with one of the milk ones. So they're always nice. And if you want more
Right.
suds, you tend to go with one of the clear ones.
Correct.
Since they don't have all the butters in them, because the butters will weigh it down. You won't get as much
Correct.
suddiness to it.
Correct. So,
Yeah.
All right.
Should we do our demo?
Let's make some soap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is super easy. One thing you always want to do with your glycerin soap, since they have a very high glycerin content, you always want to make sure they're stored in some type of airtight container. Like the Stevensons have this nice tray with them where you can just put the lid on and it's airtight. Any other ones, you can put it in a bag just to make sure that it's not losing the glycerin, because the glycerin will evaporate, or do funny things and stuff like that. So here's an example of a
Yeah.
soap that we did not wrap.
Yeah,
So we
so
can
you
have
want-
it for an example of you. Not that we forgot. It wasn't bad.
I get busy. No. So yeah, after you make your soap, you do want to, and it's cool and everything, you do want to wrap it so that way it doesn't.
Yeah,
'Cause what they
airtight.
do, they sweat. So you'll
It's
kind
called
of
glycerin dew.
Yeah. So it should be a lot clearer than it is. It's almost like
Right.
it's all not that it's almost white, but it's
Still perfectly usable.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it.
And you can actually
it
even,
didn't
like,
grow anything. Yeah.
depending
so
on it, you can scrape it off.
if you forget like we do, you can always you can wipe off the surface or something like that, or just scrape the surface off or whatever, and then wrap it. So it's still perfectly good to use and stuff like that. Just doesn't look like
It's not as pretty.
as as pretty as when it came out of the mold.
Yeah.
So okay, let's get going. So first thing, all of them come in like big blocks. You're going to want to cut them into chunks. So I use our beautiful soap cutters for this. You can use a big knife or whatever. So big sharp knives kind of scare me. These work much better, and it has a
Although I have cut myself on one of those.
That's right, you did. Yeah, so it is possible. Not that it's not sharp, but it has like the nice wooden top here, so you can give a nice positive cut.
And our brand ones too, they come with they're scored already, so you can kind of see the cubes very easily. So it makes cutting super.
I like
super
that
easy.
because I'm a little OCD, so I like everything to be even.
And it's a little bit easier too when you're melting. You don't have like some big chunks and small chunks, because
Right.
then your microwave time can get a little awkward.
Correct.
All right. I don't know how well you can kind of see pretty well.
Yeah.
All right.
So it cuts nicely.
Yeah, just a little force.
All
in
these
there,
are
but
available in bigger blocks too, so the
Yeah,
bigger
yeah.
blocks aren't as easy to cut. That's why they're not up here. So
10 and 25-pound blocks.
Christine's got some muscles, but we don't need to see
So
them.
this is essentially 1 by 1 square. So you can cut them smaller too if you want, just to help with microwave a little bit easier. Can we cut more than that, or is that good? How do you want to do?
I think that's probably fine.
Okay.
So this is a lot like making chocolate. If you've ever made chocolate, you know that you have the wafers you start with, or if you start out with a big chunk, you want to cut it into smaller bits so you can gently melt it, right? So we want to cut this into smaller bits. You could even go a little smaller than that if you want to. Yeah. So what that does, it gives you like a more even melting. You want to melt it. I usually put it in the microwave at like 50% power or the defrost setting at 30-second bursts, right? You never want to heat it to where your soap's boiling, because what that is, it's boiling off the water, it's boiling off the glycerin and stuff like that. And then it makes your soap kind of taffy-like.
And then
It
you're
gets
gonna get
really
taffy, and then
weird.
you're gonna get all set, and then it'll be
Yeah.
a whole thing.
Yeah, it's
And
a
there's nothing
thing.
wrong with the soap.
No.
Yeah. A lot of times you can rehydrate it with some water.
You can, rehydrate it with just a little bit of water, whatever.
But it's better just to avoid
Yep.
that whole thing in general.
Just cut it into chunks, and then we're gonna pop it in our microwave here at 50% power. You know how to do that. So I'll put it on for 30 seconds, power level 50, and hit start. So what we're looking for is for the big chunks to melt. Again, what you see is what you get. Since this is the honey base, should we add color?
So it doesn't have to be also like when when you take it out, not everything has to be completely melted. If there's some bigger chunks in there, stir it.
Just
Because
stir it.
sometimes the heat will kind of like when you melt butter in the microwave, you kind of like stir
butter,
it a little
chocolate,
bit. You
think
don't
of
want to
that.
overheat it.
Yeah, you can leave some chunks in there.
yes.
If it tends to start to congeal and get hard, just pop
Put
it
it
in
back
for
in. Yeah.
you know, another 15 seconds or whatever, just to give it a little more heat. So, all right. So after our first 30 seconds, you can see that it's somewhat melted. There's a lot of chunks in there. That's good. I'm just going to stir it up. And that way,
Our color selection was a little limited, so we got green.
we're doing this whole project on colors right now. So
But you guys will hopefully find out about it on Friday.
yeah, all goes well. Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. So there's not enough heat in this soap to make the chunks melt away, and it's kind of getting hard on the side. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pop this back in for like 15 seconds. I don't think I need a full 30 seconds, so I'm just going to go another 15 seconds on this. Again, 50% power. And that should be enough to do it. See, this is super fast, so.
I figured that was going for green.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have the green liquid soap dye here that we have. These are super concentrated, so we will need like 1 drop, and it's still probably pretty dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Actually, we should just dip something in it and color with it.
Okay, we have the spoon, we can use the other end of the spoon.
Correct. Now look at that. It looks beautiful. It's all melted and everything. So there's still a little bit that we want to stir in here, but it's good. So once it's melted, it's all ready for color and scent.
All right.
You wanna? I have a little stick thing.
Oh,
A little stick thing. Yeah. Just a little. So you just we'll hold it up for you.
All right. So yeah, I'll just do a little touch in here.
Yeah, these are super, super strong dyes.
Stir and
So we
see where we're at.
Oh, that's a fun color. Fun line. I think we could use a little more. Whoa.
Whoa, that might have been a little aggressive.
No. Look, it's beautiful. It's good. It's good. I love it. So, okay.
Yeah, but that wouldn't even have been a drop, I don't think. So.
And then basil and neroli. So we're not melting a whole lot of soap here. We literally only have 2 ounces. So we're just going to add typically
a couple drops.
Yeah. Typically soap, you do it like a 2% fragrance load.
Yeah.
But since we're just going to add a few drops in here. If you add too much fragrance oil, you're going to lose your lather and it's going to be greasy. So after it's all done, color and scent is added. Oh my gosh, that smells so good.
I figure it'll go up with the green.
You just pour it into the mold, whatever you're using. You can use plastic, you can use silicone, you can use whatever. Just pour it in the mold. And sometimes there's some residual bubbles. There doesn't,
There's a little bit.
there is a little bit. What we just do is take a spray bottle of isopropyl alcohol and spray the top. And what that does, it takes all the bubbles out and makes it nice and smooth on the top.
Yeah, you don't need to overly spray it either.
Nope.
Like usually just one, it takes it away.
Yeah,
And you do
it's
another
like
one,
magic. It's
just-
kind of fun.
Yeah.
So, and then also if you're doing layers too, so you spray the top, let it kind of congeal to where it's hard enough to where when you pour your next layer on, it won't bust through. And then before you pour it, you spray it with alcohol again. And what that'll do, that gets the first layer to accept the second layer, and then your layers won't fall apart. So, but that's about it. So we let that harden, and then when it hardens, we pop it out of the mold, wrap it up, and we have soap.
Good to go.
So, yeah, won't be hard on this live
smells
because
really
it's
good.
probably, it smells great. Just with a couple drops, it smells very great.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
that's
Basil
awesome.
and neroli, Joe Malone type. It's
Mhm.
very nice.
One of my favorites. So, the easiest way to clean up for melt and pour
Oh,
is just to, let this get hard. So if you try to clean it up now, there's a lot of, residual soap base in there and everything like that. So you're going to be washing. It's going to make bubbles. You get to try your soap. So that's one benefit of it. But if we just let this harden, we'll be able to peel out the melt and pour. You can either ball it up and use it, or
it's fun peeling it out.
yeah,
I
it
like
is fun
peeling it
peeling it out.
out.
So yeah, just let this harden and then it just will peel right off for you. And then the rest of the cleanup's easy because it's soap. It just cleans up.
Yeah.
But it is very easy and it's fun. And that was it. Literally, if we weren't talking in between, this would have been done in 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
So.
Just say 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this take a little longer.
You can also, so you can do bigger batches too. We did a very small batch here just for a demo, but you can do like bigger batches and stuff, that type of thing. You want to make sure, the biggest thing is keep control of the heat. Like make sure you use
Right.
something. I see a lot of people that use crock pots and then they'll call us, why did my soap dry out? I had it in my crock pot at high
hot.
all day, but yeah, too hot. So you want to keep control. Double boiling is fine too. So that way, you know, the temperature is under control and you don't get it too hot. So
Yeah,
general
these
heat.
Pyrex cups are really nice too, and they have bigger sizes too. If you're doing like a bigger one, although sometimes you try to do too much in the microwave, it doesn't all melt well together.
Correct. Yeah.
So that's a little bit of an issue. But
I like using glass too. For me, you could use plastic, you could use whatever's microwave safe. I like using glass because the glass holds a little bit of the heat.
Yeah.
So it helps keep the soap warm. So as you're stirring the chunks and trying to melt the chunks, the glass kind of helps keep it warm and everything. So
let us know if you guys have any questions. We're gonna go through those next.
yeah, sounds good. Yeah,
Pop
pop in
into
your
the chat.
questions here and stuff like that too. So we can get them answered. But that's my soap when it's done.
I know, right?
Maybe we can put it
It's
in the
like put it in the
bathroom and
bathroom.
share. It smells
Yeah.
really, really good. So very springy.
It's
It's
super
awesome.
springy. So I think I was denying you putting basil neroli on the flower list or sense.
You were. It's floral, right?
Yeah, I guess we could have it.
Yeah.
So.
Awesome.
All right. Let's see here. Do you
Yeah,
wanna
let's go. Yeah, go
let's
through some
this one
questions.
first?
We'll answer some questions.
Oh, that's my face, guys. Hello.
Here's
Tammy
question.
missed us. Can you teach a class on how to make melt and pour from scratch?
That would be a great one. So yeah, we're that's one of the things on my list that we're working on content for. So that would be really cool. I've had most of the times the people that I've known that have made melt and pour from scratch, they do it once because they've done it, and then it's just too easy to buy it after that. So there's a lot.
It's probably not worth your while.
But it would be a fun class though. That'd be a fun class. To do.
And then can you add oils or butters? We kind of went through that, but
Yeah,
go through
you
it
can. So you can start out with the basic bases. So if you're already starting out with the shea butter, I wouldn't add more shea butter. It's already got the maximum amount in there. The thing about adding extra oils and butters in there is you just want to make sure that it doesn't get too oily. So the formula is kind of perfect by itself. I wouldn't use more than an additional like 5% of anything in there, which is pretty much like,
Right.
you know.
So that's combining your fragrance and everything.
Correct.
for
Because what'll happen, it'll kill your lather. It may not harden nicely, that type of thing. So just
Do
keep
you think
that
it
in
would make
mind.
it probably make it sweat more and have like seepage and stuff
Yep,
too?
it could sweat a little more and stuff like that. That's it. But yeah, I do that all the time. Add extracts and oils and stuff too. I just need a little bit. So a little goes a long way in that. So
What temperature is too hot?
boiling is definitely too hot. I like somewhere like 135, 140-ish. That's wonderful. You can't really, with microwaves, they're kind of funny. You can't tell like what temperature it's getting to. Like 50% power, I know gives me like a nice, 125 to 135 kind of heat range. You definitely don't want to go to boiling. That's way, way, way too hot. If you do boil it, it's not like your soap is wasted or it's gone or anything like that. So it just may be a little dry. So you may need to be kind of put some water in it to make it a little more moisture in there. So, but yes, you can do that. Extracts, oils, butters.
Do you have a way to texture the top of melt and pour soap kind of like cold process soap?
Good question. Is there a way to texture the top of melt and pour soap kind of like cold process soap? So no. Once it gets hard, once it gets a skin on it, that's not quite there yet. It messes up the top. But what you can do, melt and pour is kind of soft. You can use soap stamps. So there's a thing called soap stamps and stuff like that, or any type of like engraving stamp. You can do that and kind of tap it on there. So you won't get a textured top, but you can put logos on there and stuff like that. I have seen people do that. So, but yeah, it likes to dry. It's like a candle. Like you can't really texture the top of a candle either. So
Yeah, make it put stuff on the top. You want to put like
candle makers have a very
stuff.
easy time going from candle making to melt and pour soap. So it's a very easy transition because it's pretty much the same.
Yes, we do have a YouTube channel, and this video we posted on there.
You can watch our YouTube channel too. So it stays there forever, I think. Forever and ever.
Does it have to be a certain temperature to add fragrance oil? Does it have to be a certain temperature to add fragrance oil and dye?
Good question. So does the soap have to be a certain temperature to add fragrance oil and dye? No, you just want to make sure it's melted so it disperses nicely. If you still have the chunks in there and you're trying to put your fragrance and color in, it's not going to color those chunks. So you just want to make sure it's melted. So, but that's it. It doesn't have to reach any kind of certain temperature or anything like that. It bonds nicely with it. And you're not using as much either. So it's kind of different from candles. Candles, you're packing in as much scent as you possibly can, whereas this you don't need to.
What percentage of isopropyl alcohol?
You can use the 70 or the 92. We usually have 92 or 99 around here just for cleaning. So, but you can use either one.
Are you having any up and coming soap making classes soon?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. On Friday, we have a melt and pour soap making class, so that's up and coming. That's this Friday, so we go over this, basically what we've done here and everything, but it's kind of freestyle. You go and make up a whole bunch of soaps and have fun, and we put botanicals in it and everything. So we do have that coming up this Friday. And then I think the next Friday is candle making, and the Friday after that is soap making again. So, but
That'll probably be
like
cold
soap
or hot
making from-
process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's soap making from scratch, so.
All right.
Yeah. All of our classes are listed on our site. So in the Inspiration and Learning, there's classes in Quakertown, Pennsylvania. So you can see our schedule on there and everything too.
We do sell the silicone molds that you can use for the soap, and we sell plastic ones too for the embeds
do.
and other stuff.
Keep your mind open as far as, soap molds too. So pretty much anything can be a soap mold. I've actually bought I've actually purchased little chocolate alligators from the airport so that I had an alligator mold for soap making and candle making. So yeah, that works.
It's like Jackie missed the entrepreneurs class beginning of the year. Is there any way we can get info on the online class? I think we posted do we have a YouTube video? Because I think you did a shorter live.
I did, yeah. So one of our lives should be like a shortened version of that. So
yeah, that should be on. I think that was when we were doing YouTube, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely on our Facebook page, saved somewhere. If not,
we have to run that one
so.
again. That one's a good one. We actually had
maybe a good summer,
Yeah.
upcoming for season type of thing.
that would be good. That's a good suggestion. You didn't really suggest it, but I'm taking it as a suggestion that we need to run that again because that was a great class. So, and it would be timely, like running it now. So upcoming season for farmers markets and holiday season and stuff. That would be a good one.
Can you add dry flowers and when? And how do you prevent stuff from sinking?
Excellent question. So yes, botanicals are fun, especially in the clear soaps because you see them. So what you're going to want to do, some of the flowers, so like things like calendula and lighter, fluffier ones, they'll float in there and they'll suspend themselves nicely without any hassle. But if you're using things like rosebuds, poppy seeds, even oatmeal tends to sink, like you saw in here, like the oatmeal sank to the bottom. What I usually do, I cheat a little. We have a suspending soap that's a little bit thicker, so you can use the suspending soap and it'll suspend in there, or you can pour a layer and then put your botanicals in, or let it cool before you pour it too. If you let this cool a bit, it'll thicken it. Yeah. So there's a couple different ways you can do that. You can sprinkle it on the top and just kind of let it sink in too. So, but yeah, botanicals are great in there. So love them.
We do have molds for candles as well. They're under the candles section, and some of the plastic molds you can use for embeds or with soap or candles.
Great.
Just want to make sure you're not pouring
Wax
100
melts,
and 160
Chocolate.
160 degrees or below in those molds because they're plastic. They will warp. Fragrance oils. Not all of our fragrance oils are skin safe. A lot of them are. It will say skin safe on the website under each fragrance oil if it is or is not.
On the bottle too.
Yeah,
So
on the
if you
bottle
go to
too.
the bottle on the one side, it'll say skin safe, yes, no, whatever. We also have all the IFRAs on our site too for each fragrance oil, so you'll be able to.
Yeah,
See that.
any new soaps, any new fragrance we have coming in, we make sure they're at least somewhat
they have to be
skin safe.
Skin safe.
Mhm.
And phthalate-free.
Yeah, and phthalate free. Suspending soap, interesting.
Yeah, it's a good way to
All right,
cheat.
sells everything.
Yeah, awesome. So, well, that was melt and pour soaps for today.
Woo!
Yeah, and they're a whole lot of fun. I'm very excited for this Friday's class because it's always a really fun class. Watching everybody, make their different creations and stuff like that. So it's a good time. But that's about it. Melt it, add color scent, pour. Super simple. Have a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed this. So we have fun making these.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right.
Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday, and have fun making melt and pour soaps. It's a nice, it's relaxing. It's a good thing to do. It's relaxing. Good thing if you have friends over or whatever, make some soaps. So it's a good time. So thanks for coming, everybody. Have a good rest of your day.
Bye.
You want to use it around?